everybody, welcome back, and today we are going to do part 3 of this CyberBasics course on the Linux terminal. We're going to get onto our virtual terminals, enter the command line, and create user accounts. We are going to set permissions on those user accounts. We are going to put users into groups, and we are going to delete user accounts today. We'll talk about what user accounts are, what permissions are, and why you want this kind of knowledge. So let's get into it, everybody. A user account is a location on a network server used to store computer usernames, passwords, and other information. The user account might allow or disallow access to a network or another computer. Any network that has multiple users is going to require user accounts. Permissions are authorizations given to users that allow them to access specific resources on a network, like applications, data, and hardware like printers or scanners. Okay, everybody, so let's step over to the computer now and take a closer look at this stuff.
So here we are in the virtual terminal. Remember, this lesson will provide an introduction into Linux user accounts. By the end of this lesson, you should be comfortable creating, deleting, and managing user accounts. Groups and permissions will also be introduced. Task 1. Adding a user. In order to add a user, we will use the add user command. Let's go ahead and create a user by typing the following: sudo add user John. Note, this may require you to enter your account password to create the account, but should not in the Virginia Cyber Range environment. This is because we are using the sudo command. The sudo command means super user do, which allows a user with the proper permissions to perform tasks at an elevated level of permission. This command is used to execute higher privilege tasks and may require a password. If prompted for a password, enter the student account password, which is student. The program will now prompt you for a password for John. Simply enter John as the password for the account. Note, Linux will not display the password or any other indication that you are typing anything. Don't be fooled, this is done for security reasons. Once you get to this point, you will be prompted for the following: full name, room number, work phone, home phone, other, and then finally, is the information correct, yes or no? You do not have to enter any of this information. Simply hit enter until you get back to the command prompt. Important note, there are 2 programs to create a user: add user and user add. User add is a native binary that will create a user account with no password. Add user is a Perl script that utilizes the native binary user add and will create the account with more specifics, for example, a password. A general rule of thumb is to use add user to create the account with a password immediately. If you wish, however, to create a user with the user add command, then do the following: sudo user add Alice, sudo passwd Alice. Task 2. Log in as a different user. Now for us to use the new account we just created. Type the following at the command prompt: who am I, or WHOAMI. Notice the response of student as you are logged in to the student account. Type the command sudo login John. Then enter the password for John, which is John, John. Then type in the command who am I, or WHOAMI. Notice that the who am I command provides you with the name of the current logged in account. There are 2 ways you can log out of an account when you are done. The first is the logout command, LOGOUT. The second is the exit command, EXIT. The difference is that exit will also close the terminal when you are back to the original user account. Task 3. Delete user accounts. When it comes to deleting an account, you can do so with the userdel command, or USERDEL. Type the following: sudo userdel John. The user should have been removed from the system after executing this command. Notice you can use the print working directory command to see if this is the case. Task 4. Understanding user permissions. In this task, we are going to explore a rather important concept, permissions. Permissions are a very vital part of any Linux systems administration and security. Let's revisit a command we have seen before to explore permissions. Run the following command in the home student directory, ls -l, or ls -l/home/student. You will notice a string of text beginning with the letter D, then containing a series of combinations of the letters R, W, and X, along with dashes. As we know, the D represents a directory, but what about the other text? Simply put, R stands for read, W stands for write, and X stands for execute. They are in groups of 3, which are to separate the permissions between 3 groups of users: the owner, groups, and other. Task 5. Understanding groups. In the Linux system, every user is placed into groups. These groups are meant to make logical organization of the users in the system. This is done to separate users for segregation of tasks and permissions. Let's, for example, create 3 accounts. We will use add user for simplicity's sake, but remember to use add user as a rule of thumb. Type the following to create the 3 accounts, Bob, Billy, and James, and the chess club group. Sudo user add Bob, sudo user add Billy, sudo user add James, sudo group add chess club, sudo usermod -a -G chess club Bob, sudo usermod -a -G chess club Billy, groups Billy, groups Bob. Finally, groups James. You should have observed that Billy and Bob were both added to the chess club group we created, but James was not. This will allow certain content to be created to allow the Billy and Bob accounts to access the chess club data and prevent the account James, who is not a member, from viewing the data. Task 6. Changing permissions. Lastly, we are going to take a look at how to change permissions for a specific file or folder. We can do this with the chmod or chmod command. At a command prompt, type the following: touch, new file, ls-l, new file, chmod 722, new file, ls-l, new file. To reiterate, the touch command will update the timestamp of an existing file or create a new file if a file of that name does not already exist. You will notice that the permissions have changed. The owner can read, write, and execute, and groups and others can only write. Now, let's learn the secret behind the number notation of 722. Each of the 3 permitted actions, read, write, and execute, are each denoted by their own number. R is 4, W is 2, and X is 1. So this explains why we ended up with writing permissions for groups and others. But what about the owner having all 3? Notice, 4 + 2 + 1 = 7. Therefore, you are able to perform any combination to yield a certain permission set you wish. For example, if you wanted the owner to have read and write permissions and give no permissions to groups and others, then R = 4, W = 2, 4 + 2 = 6. Now, at the terminal, type the following command: chmod 644 new file. What permissions did you just grant the new file? Using 4, 2, and 1, we can check our math. 6 = 4 + 2 = R + W, and 4 = 4 = R. So the owner of the new file has read and write privileges, and groups and others just have read permission. Note, it is never recommended that you perform chmod 777 on anything. You should never grant permissions to everyone to do everything in a system. Question 1. Which is more recommended you run to add a user? User add or add user? Why is this? Question 2. What is sudo? Why is it required for most of the commands we are performing? Question 3. Let's assume you have a folder named Stuff, and you wish to make Stuff readable and writable for the owner, but only readable by groups and others. How would you do this? Question 4. Interpret these permissions. dr-xrw-w-. What does this mean for the owner, the group, and others? In this lesson, you should have learned the following commands. User add. Create a new user account with no other specifications. Add user. Create a user account with a password and other information. Password, or PASSWD. Change the password of a user. Group add. Create a new group in the system. User mod. Make a change to a user account. Groups. View what groups the user is a part of. Sudo, or super user do, a program to allow certain authorized users to perform sensitive actions.
So those are the basics of user accounts on the command line. You should be able to go into your Linux terminal and create user accounts. You should be able to delete those user accounts. You should be able to put users into groups, and you should be able to set and understand permissions given to different users. Great job, everybody, and we'll see you next time.